Time to unbox a serious treat for myself since I'm really focusing on the Kusarigama this year. I ordered a professionally made one. I figured it was time for an upgrade. There are very few options online for getting one of these made. Of the ones I saw, this one seems like the best value. It looks sturdy, it's handmade, has a real blade, but you'll see all that. Meanwhile, if you recall, my training one, just one of my old kamas, with a rope and a fairly safe weight, just enough to give a slight sting when you hit yourself. And then my more realistic version took the weight off a Kusari Fundo. It has a scary amount of power when it's swinging around on the end of the 6-foot chain. And then for chain, I went with a real slender one, as you can see. The kama itself is not one meant for martial arts, but it's from Japan and razor sharp. And as you can see, I did not drill a hole through the kama, which I'm incapable of doing. I don't have the tools or the know-how. I just attached the chain the best I could, and it certainly serves its purpose. And it is dangerous on both ends, but now I want one that is as close historically in look, feel, weight, all that stuff, to the real thing. I'm going to speed up the footage and just show highlights because it took a really long time to get this open. I've ordered a lot of weapons in my day, almost all of them antiques, not modern like this one, and I have never gotten a more carefully packaged item than this. But back to what is a real one in terms of historical accuracy, well, that's actually difficult to say because these were made in such a wide variety of configurations. There is no universally accepted standard for the chain length or the weight of the weight, or the thickness of the chain for that matter. Dimensions and exact shape of the blade, haft, you name it, it's kind of all up for grabs, best as we can tell. But a quote-unquote real Kusarigama needs to be heavier and sturdier than an equivalent farming sickle. You know, really stout haft, the blade's gonna be probably broad and thick relative to one that's simply meant to only ever cut plant fiber. And it should be quite sharp. I finally got to the blade of the kama. I felt like it was 20 minutes opening this thing. I love this shape. Some historical kama are more straight and pointy, just more relatively speaking, and some are more like this one. This is probably my favorite design aesthetically. I think of it as kind of the toucan beak. So the blade looks plenty sturdy, but is it sharp? Yep, pretty sharp. The paracord wrapping is definitely my least favorite feature, not just because it's ahistorical either. I love that I now have one with the hole punched in the appropriate spot. Back to the paracord, it does dress it up a little, and I know that other options like a metal sleeve, metal studs, etc. would have added to the price, or added much more. So notice the new chain is longer, and I'm glad, because in my experimentation I was just realizing that I wanted to go longer, but not go crazy. Also, just because it's an unboxing video, I'll show I got a nice little freebie, shuriken, with the package. And so, I'm very excited to do some training with my new Kusarigama. It feels much more substantial than the one I was using, even the one with the actual chain and weight. I'll drop a link to the maker in the comments of the video. Definitely passes the first impression test, but let's see how things are once I actually get outdoors and use it. Thanks.